And our GB News London reporter, Alice Porter, is in New Malden. Hi there.
Hello there, good morning. Yes, I was in the East End of London on Monday in Dagenham, and I thought I'd come to the complete opposite end of London and come to New Malden, which is a sort of lesser known suburb, very leafy, it's very nice, but it's also very culturally diverse. It's got, interestingly enough, the second largest Korean population in Europe. So I thought it'd be interesting to come down and have a look and chat with the people here about the news of the day. So we've got our first person for On Your Doorstep. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. You're live with Eamon Holmes and Anne Diamond. Hello there.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you too. Tell us about yourself, but I think we're going to have to address this incredible clothing. Why are you dressed like this today?
So I am a primary school teacher, and yesterday was World Book Day, but today we're celebrating it by dressing up. So I decided to dress in the Korean traditional dress, which is hanbok, and I will be sharing with the children this book, which is Korean traditional stories. And in the book, it also has a lot of hanbok as well. So I'm excited to share it with my class.
Oh, lovely. Well, thank you. Can I come in?
Of course,
thank you so much.
Come.
Thank you. Thank you so much for letting us into your home. Oh, this is beautiful. And you've lived here almost your whole life, is that right?
Yes, except the time I lived in Korea. This is our family home.
Okay, and I know you wanted to show, this beautiful garden you wanted to show us. Love the tree. Oh my God. Is this my breakfast?
So this is a breakfast that we've prepared. It's a traditional Korean style breakfast. So we've got gim, which is roasted seaweed, an egg, kimchi jjigae, which is cooked kimchi, and then inside this pot, just to keep it warm, is rice, but it's mixed rice, which is why it's purple, because it contains more grains.
Okay, now I'm not going to attempt chopsticks at this time in the morning on national television, so I'm going to give I'll go for a spoon. Sure, okay. I do apologise, but I might go with this. This is not what I would necessarily think of first thing in the morning, but hey,
it's quite spicy.
It's quite spicy. When we find out how spicy it is. Okay, let's give it a go. It is quite spicy. It's quite spicy. It's delicious though.
Oh, thank you.
So how did little New Malden become to be so famous for having so many Koreans in the area?
So New Malden now is known as the Koreatown of London, and I guess it really started when the big tech companies began to settle in the UK, such as Samsung, and the headquarters actually used to be in New Malden. They're now in Chertsey, but when Samsung came, they brought their workers with them, and then the community started because they needed Korean supermarkets, they needed Korean hairdressers, they needed Korean agencies, and when it was all in one area, it kind of, and a cluster of Koreans began to settle there because they knew that that's where other Koreans were, and because at the time language was quite a barrier, they began to think that, well, this is a good place to settle. It's in London and it's close by to the central of London, so it was a really good place for them to settle.
And how, I mean, obviously it's a very culturally diverse sort of area. How are people in the community here sort of thinking about Ukraine, which is obviously very much in the news at the moment? How are people supporting people in Ukraine who are based here?
Well, as far as I'm aware, the Korean community in New Malden, as Korean people know, Korea has had a history of invasions from other countries. So when they heard the news of what's happening in Ukraine, they wanted to help immediately. So this week I have seen some signs in cafe shops saying "Stop the War," and that was in the Place Cafe in New Malden. And then opposite, there's another Korean cafe called 63 High Street, where they were advertising. There was a visual in St James's Church where people would go to pray, which was actually yesterday. And the photos I've seen on social media, in front of the church there's a tree where they've just put the Ukrainian flag, just showing their solidarity with the Ukrainian people.
Well, that's wonderful to hear the work that's being done in the community. Thank you for letting me into your home. I've got better finish my breakfast, but I will see you both in about an hour, a little bit further north in a different part of New Malden.
Lovely.
OK, thanks very much indeed. It's nice to see the dawn breaking in New Malden.
It is.
And that lovely Korean national
breakfast.
dress.
The dress you're talking about.
Thought of breakfast.
Looking at the breakfast.
Yeah, I know, we could do with some breakfast. Decent breakfast would be lovely.